Welcome back to Talking to Teachers, presented by CBA's Digital Network. My name is Nicholas Harari, and we are here in the brand new Dolly's Kitchen with the beloved head of Sage Dining staff, Don Verile. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks, Nick. Nice to be here.
And to start this off, would you mind explaining your origin story and how you started your career in cooking and working before CBA?
Little strange. I worked in Kentucky Fried Chicken when I was 15 years old, and then when I was in high school, my mom worked, and so I used to come home from school and call her and say, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" And she'd walk me through it. So that's how I started cooking, and I was the only boy in Patterson Catholic High School to take cooking class. It was me and 29 girls. So it wasn't bad. They saw I had a little talent, and then I applied. I went into the Navy after high school. Spent 4 years in the Navy, did 2 years on an aircraft carrier. I was a cook. They saw I had a little talent. They put me in the chief's mess. So instead of cooking for 5,000, I cooked for 300, and it was great work. It really was. It was a great gig. Applied for Culinary Institute while I was in the Navy. Got some good recommendations from the chiefs I worked for, and got accepted. Came out of school, but back then when you were accepted, there was a wait list. You had to wait 6 months before you could get in. So I got a job for 6 months and went to the culinary. Did my externship at the Manor in West Orange. After that, I graduated from culinary, and an instructor at the Institute knew a chef who was also an instructor at one time in New York City that needed a saucier. So he's like, "Do you want to?" So I went and interviewed for the job, and I got the job as a saucier working in a small French restaurant. Had 60 seats.
Oh wow, so really exclusive.
Got to cook for some. I had cooked for Brooke Shields.
Oh wow.
Johnny Cash. A lot of stars. It was a good gig, and then I moved on from there. Became a sous chef at another restaurant in New York City called Hemingway's. I worked there, and I worked at Elmer's Steakhouse at the same time at night. Did a couple nights a week for some cash money, and just started my career and just kept rolling.
Yeah, that's awesome. My dad had a similar career. Come up, of course, not with going into the Navy, but my dad came out of high school. He worked in a pizzeria since he was maybe 11 or 12, and just learned through that, going to the Culinary Institute of America, and then
baptism by fire.
Yeah, and then he worked in countless restaurants in New York. Came back to New Jersey, worked in the Grammars. I believe it was the fromagerie. Met my mother there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
And now he owns a restaurant now, Barrel and Roost.
So now I know after this, I can, when I get fired from here, I can go over there and get a job.
Yeah. And of course, how'd you actually get your job here at CBA?
Well, it's a funny story. When I went into corporate was the day I got married. My wife said to me, she's like, "Your restaurant days are over." She's like, "You need to get a job in corporate." And you know what? I'll tell you what. I got to watch my kids grow up. I got to watch my daughter ride horses. I can count the number of hockey games that my son played in that I missed on one hand. All right? I made sure I was always there. And it was worth it to me. I wouldn't give it up for anything. So I did. I worked for Aramark. I worked in. I did the executive dining room for Summit Bancorp, which was a great job. I'd still be there today if they didn't shut the dining room down. But I worked my way up through, and I was looking for something different. I wasn't happy where I was, so I was looking for something different. And this came up. Sage had an ad out. I answered the ad. I had no idea it was for Christian Brothers Academy.
It was just by chance, by fate.
Yeah. And I got a call back, and they liked what they saw on my resume. So I came in. I met with the district manager, Joe Lamia, and he's like, "Oh, we'd like you to come back and meet Brother Frank." And I came back. I met Brother Frank, and I've had a great relationship ever since. I feel like one of the family.
Yeah, I mean, the rest is history.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, Sage has been good to me.
Yeah.
Christian Brothers has been good to me. It's a match made in heaven.
That's awesome. And over the years, of course, working here, what's been a profound moment or memory you had, or fond memory?
A fond memory.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. All right. So the first time I ever made the video at the end of the school year, the seniors came in. They're like, "Don, you made the video." that was big. That was big.
Kind of felt like part of that community.
And it's like, "Hey, we saw you at the hockey game."
Yeah.
I feel like, I have 800 of my favorite knuckleheads that I hang around with every day.
Yeah.
So it keeps me young.
And while cooking, what's your favorite thing to cook? I guess.
My favorite thing to cook.
Favorite thing you've prepared for us.
For you guys, you know what? It's not one thing. It's whatever makes you guys happy. I mean, there's nothing better than the students, the kids coming back and say, "Hey, Don, we heard good things about this. Give me that." Or "Oh, that was a great meal," or bring back the omelet bar, and stuff like that. And that's
omelet bar was today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we finally have enough hands where we can do it. So we're full staff now. We're running at full speed, and better things are yet to come. And as long as you guys are happy, that's all I really, that's all it really matters to me.
All right, and right next to me, right here, actually.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, we have the "Let Him Cook" shirt. Do you mind explaining,
what it is?
What
Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
I have no clue. All right, so the boys are doing their I guess it's finance. Is that the economics class?
Yeah.
And they came to me with this idea. Well, Chris did, and he's like, "Don, we want you to be on a T-shirt." And I'm like, "Whatever you guys want, So that's how it came about. And then Chris came in and they filmed me cooking, and that's where the picture came from. And then they're like, "Can you do a commercial for us?" So I did the commercial, and I'm having a ball with it.
Yeah. It's
fun. Like I say, I do anything for you guys. I really would. And funny part is, so it comes out on Instagram, and I send it to my daughter. She lives in Brooklyn. She's like, "I want a T-shirt, I want it signed, and I want the cookie that comes with it." That's it. And from what I understand, all proceeds go to charity. So whatever they want, whatever they need.
That's awesome. And of course, outside of school, what are your hobbies? I'm assuming, I know my dad, outside of school, he does not really cook that much at home because he's done it so much.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy cooking at home, or
I do. You know what? I like doing holidays. All right. I enjoy that.
My dad does Thanksgiving. Those are pretty good.
That's fun.
Yeah.
To cook every day is, my wife does a lot of cooking. She's an excellent cook. So, I have no problem with her cooking for me.
That's awesome.
So, I like to play golf. All right, I play as much as I can. I go out at least once a week, and even in the wintertime, But that's what I like to do.
That's your main.
Yeah, play golf.
I love it.
Yeah, on the weekend, hang out with my wife, and that's it.
Love it. And last question I got for you. Probably the most difficult question I'm going to ask.
Oh boy, here we go.
Buckle up. If you could give any advice to the student body and faculty, what would that be?
just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, I've met nothing but great people here. You know, the kids are great. They're all well mannered. They're, you know, it's please and thank you, and you know, we feel appreciated. So, you know, advice, I don't know, but just keep doing what they're doing. And you know, the faculty's been great. That's all I got on that one. I really don't have any advice to give anybody.
Well, that was a good enough answer for me.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Well,
I appreciate it.
I want to thank you for being here today. Of course, taking time out of your day, and you know, so much to do with.
It never stops around here.
It never ends. My dad tells me.
As we like to say,
24/7. It never ends.
It's not a party at CBA if there's no food.
Oh yeah. Well, once again, thank you for being here on this
Nick,
podcast.
Pleasure. Thank
Truly
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That is all for now. We will see you next time.